I never imagined the people I worked the hardest for, the very people I sacrificed my youth and freedom for, would one day look me in the eyes and call me dead weight. But that day came, and it shattered everything I thought I knew about family. I'm a single mother of 2. My kids are my world, and I've spent my entire adult life fighting to give them a better future. When I bought my house 12 years ago, my parents were struggling financially. My dad had lost his job, my mom's business had collapsed, and they had nowhere to go. As their daughter, I didn't hesitate. I invited them to move in temporarily, believing it would be a short stay. It turned into over a decade. I paid the mortgage, the bills, the groceries, the repairs, everything. I worked 2 jobs at one point just to keep the household running. All that time, they contributed nothing. No rent. No utilities. And not once did they offer to help with my kids. My mother always said, "I've raised my children. I'm not raising yours," even though she lived under my roof for free. Still, I respected them. I never confronted them. I told myself they were old, tired, and had been through enough hardship. But the day everything broke began like any other, until it wasn't. My youngest, Liam, had spilled a cup of juice on the floor. He's only 5. I grabbed a cloth to clean it up, but before I could reach him, my mother stomped into the living room like she owned the house. "What is this?" she yelled. "Why is this boy always making a mess?" "He's just a child, Mom," I said quietly. "I'll clean it." She turned sharply toward me, rage burning in her eyes. "You and your 2 kids are dead weight. Leeches sucking this family dry." Her words hit me like a punch. I froze, my chest tightening so fast I could barely breathe. "Mom, what?" I whispered. My father walked in right then, drying his hands on a towel. He looked at me with a smug smile, nodding in agreement. "She's right," he said coldly. "This house is becoming too small for all your problems. You're dragging everyone down." I stared at them, numb. This house. My house. The house I bought, paid for, repaired, and maintained. The house they had lived in rent-free for 12 years. My mother stepped closer, jabbing a finger in my face. "You think you're doing us a favor letting us stay here? You owe us. After everything we've done for you. Done for me?" I almost laughed in disbelief. They had drained me financially, emotionally, and mentally for years. They never bought groceries, never helped with the kids, never paid a single bill. But suddenly I was the parasite? Something in me snapped. For years I had swallowed disrespect to keep the peace. For years I had allowed them to treat me like I owed them my life. But in that moment, hearing them insult my children, my innocent babies, they crossed the one line I would never allow anyone to cross. I stood up straight, staring at them with a calm I didn't even recognize in myself. "Mom. Dad." They both paused. "You have 24 hours to pack your things and leave my house." Their jaws dropped instantly. My mom scoffed. "What did you just say?" "You heard me." My voice didn't shake this time. "This is my house. I've paid for everything for 12 years. And I will not allow you to insult me or my kids." My mother's face turned red. "You ungrateful child. How dare you throw your own parents out?" I stepped closer, matching her energy. "How dare you call my children leeches? How dare you live here for free and still treat us like we're beneath you?" My dad raised his hand as if to silence me, but I didn't flinch. "You have 24 hours, I repeated. "If you're not out by then, I will call the police and file a trespassing report." My mother gasped loudly as if I had stabbed her. "You wouldn't." "I would. And I will." She stormed off, muttering curses under her breath. My father followed her, but not before glaring at me like I had committed a crime. I took my kids to their room and hugged them tightly. They didn't fully understand what had happened, but they sensed the tension. I promised them that everything would be okay, and for the first time, I truly meant it. The next 24 hours were pure chaos. My parents slammed doors, shouted insults, and accused me of destroying the family. My mother cried dramatically, packing slowly as if I would change my mind. My father kept telling me I would regret disrespecting them. But I stayed firm. When the 24 hours were up, I stood at their door. "Time's up," I said quietly. They glared at me, grabbed their bags, and walked past me without saying goodbye. As soon as the door closed behind them, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Not silence. Not emptiness. Peace. That night, after putting my kids to bed, I sat alone in the living room, my living room, and let the tears come. Not tears of sadness, but tears of relief. I realized how much of myself I had lost trying to keep a broken, toxic family together. 2 months later, my parents tried to manipulate extended family members against me, painting me as a heartless daughter who kicked her parents out for no reason. But when people asked for details, what bills they paid, how they contributed, why they insulted their own grandchildren, they had no answers. Their lies collapsed on their own. My brother later told me, "Honestly, Maya, they needed someone to blame for their failures. You were the easiest target." But I wasn't their target anymore. Today, my house is finally a home. My kids laugh without fear of being scolded. I make decisions without being judged. And most importantly, I wake up every day knowing I protected my children from becoming victims of the same emotional abuse I endured. Throwing my parents out wasn't an act of cruelty. It was an act of survival. And it saved my life. Moral lessons. This story reminds us that sometimes the people we love the most are the ones who take us for granted the hardest, and protecting your peace is not disrespect, it's survival. Family does not give anyone the license to abuse you, insult your children, or drain you emotionally while offering nothing in return. Setting boundaries is an act of strength, not betrayal. If you're carrying the weight of an entire household alone, remember that you are allowed to say, "Enough." You deserve respect, support, and a home filled with peace, not fear. Stand firm in your worth, defend your children, and don't be afraid to remove yourself from toxic environments. Healing begins the moment you choose yourself, and choosing yourself is never wrong. You are stronger than you think, and your future can be brighter than the pain you walked away from.